MT-125 is, yeah, one of the best 125s in my opinion. Other people have different opinions, that's completely fair. But coming from someone who's never touched a motorbike, didn't even do their CBT on a motorbike, this is, I love this. I think this is one of the best, but I'm only saying it's one of the best because I haven't tried others. I wouldn't know for sure. Display comfortability, the MT-125 is superb in that category. Like, with my X3 I had the old thin, like, banana type seat. I will admit my ass did hurt a bit after riding that for hours, but it was alright. But anyway, the MT-125 seat, I think that's great. Like, I know some people hate on them, which is fair enough. You can always get other bike seats, so you can buy aftermarket parts, aftermarket bike seats, you know what I'm saying. Okay, but yeah, if you'd find the seat uncomfortable or whatnot, then you can always drop, like, I think it's 200 quid from Yamaha themselves, an upgraded seat. I'm not sure though, I haven't checked myself because, well, I think this bike seat's perfectly fine. But if that was really a problem for you and you wanted a bit more comfortability, then yeah, you could go for the seat upgrade. But I think this is great for me, great for what I need. And then the reliability of the 125, yeah, it's great. You've got the electronic kickstarter. I know some bikes have the crank one, which is good, but sometimes it doesn't work or whatnot. So you've got the electronic one, so that's a bit better in my opinion, because it's just a thumb. You just press your thumb on your bike start. You don't have to fling your leg about to try and get the bike to start, if you know what I mean. But the reliability on it, it works. It's so good. I kept this outside for a little bit in the freezing cold weather, like 0 degrees. Sometimes it even went into the minuses and it still started. And it's been covered in ice from time, and it's been fine. I've put my key in the ignition and it started up completely fine, no hassle at all. Although one problem I had with mine is I kept getting a check engine light. Now, I got mine new from the factory, so I don't know if it could have been a small default or defect from the Yamaha factory. I'm not sure. But I had the engine light go on 3 times. I took it back to the dealership and eventually it was determined it was a faulty ECU. So that was covered under warranty, thankfully. And I got that all refitted and everything. And I've yet to have a check engine light. Overall, this bike is solid, as well as the mileage too on it. The mileage is phenomenal. Now, when I started uploading, or going on a little upload frenzy, I'd say, I started uploading a lot of videos recently, I had a full tank. I say I'd been at least out for about 2-3 hours of footage. Obviously it's only about 8 minutes to 10 minutes, sometimes 30 for you guys, because I like to trim them down, you know, just to make the content more enjoyable. But sometimes I've been out for like 2-3 hours, and it's ridiculous. I've still got more than half my tank left. I believe you get about 140 miles on a full tank, and a full tank only cost me about 10 quid. And obviously I'm not the most economical with this, or eco-friendly, whatever you call it, most fuel efficient, because I do like to just give it some throttle occasionally, as you do. But I already reckon you could easily, like, as long as you keep it in the 6,000 to 8,000 RPM range, you're easily able to just get a ridiculous amount of mileage on these. And it's just because the engine size is so small too. It's a 125. I mean, there's nothing impressive, don't get me wrong, but it's just able to get such a good fuel to mile ratio, miles per gallon, yeah, you know what I'm on about. It'll last a hell of a lot of time for how much money you put in. Some of the features, the TFT display, oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. I can't get enough of it. It's a 5-inch TFT display. And you might be wondering, what does TFT mean? Yeah, I don't know either, I'll be honest. But my pure guess compared to the standard ones or the older gen displays is that you can connect your phone to it. And I love that because you can view all of your mileage reports. It tells you when you need to change your oil, which is really handy, especially for me having this as my first bike. It will tell you if your battery voltage is going wrong. It will tell you if you need servicing. It will tell you everything. It will even check you into your nearest dealership for a service. that essentially takes out a whole nother section of worrying. I wouldn't say worrying, but just maintenance you need to do on your bike. You might not be able to see it, but there you've got the battery for your phone symbol, app, phone, and a text message. Basically, the battery obviously shows your phone's percent. The app, if the app's on, like highlighted white, it means it's on. I don't have it on because I forgot to open my app for the ride. And then you've got the phone thing, which tells you if anyone's calling you. You cannot accept phone calls whilst riding your bike, and you cannot respond to any messages on your bike. It will only let you know by an icon about there. An icon of a phone symbol will ring to let you know someone's calling you, and then you'll get a text message which also like rings in a way to let, oh my, hey, that's a star. Let's go. Well, I'm going to see if I can loop around and see him. But yeah, honestly, it's so convenient having being able to connect to your phone too. More features too are traction control and ABS. Now, traction control is quite surprising on a 125. That's something you don't really expect to have, because, oh, it's a 125, why do you need traction control? It's not that powerful. You're damn right it is. But 125s are aimed for people who have just started riding, and I cannot stress that traction control saved my bike. You might be wondering, oh, how's it done that? You can, look, full throttle, the wheel doesn't even get up. You're right, but when you dump the clutch at 10,000 RPM from a standstill, yes it does. And that's exactly what I done when I first took this bike out on the road. But you also might be thinking, oh, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I thought that too until I panicked when a light went green. And because obviously I was new to a clutch, I didn't really know how it worked. So I was giving it RPM, slowly letting the clutch out. It wasn't going anywhere. So just in a massive panic, I dumped the clutch and the bike just went whoom. It went straight up. And I would have looped it there and then if I did not have traction control. And I'd say you don't need a traction control on a 125 because it's very rare you are going to dump the clutch. But if you're new to riding and you've had no prior experience, like, I mean, you've done a CVT on an electric like I did. I never had any practice with a clutch gears at all in my life. That was the first thing. I highly advise getting traction control for your first bike, especially one of these MTs, because it's so reliable. It works all the time. And it's always, think of it in the rain as well. You're going around the corner, your tyre slips. Normal bike, that's it, you're done. In fact, you're going to probably you're leaning, you're giving it throttle. Matter of fact, you're probably going to slip, and then you'll give it more throttle and panic. And that's where traction control would save you, because it would detect that your back wheel's now spinning faster than your front one, and then it would cut power. Even if you're giving it full throttle, it will cut power to the back wheel, and then that would bring the wheel back in, because obviously your front wheel's now taking it. So it would inevitably slow down. That's where traction control would save you from sliding out. Same with on the snow too. If it detects you're sliding, it'll kick in, slow the bike down for you. And you can turn the traction control up in the menu too. But I honestly think getting a 125 with traction control, even if it's for your first one and it's only a 125, it's a really good investment to make for the safety of yourself as well. And then ABS, I think we all know what ABS is, automatic braking system. If I was to absolutely slam on now, my front brake, I'll go over, like completely go flying over the handlebars. Whereas if I was to slam on with ABS, it essentially grabs your disc, let's go, grab your disc, let's go, which allows you to move, like steer the bike, as well as, because it keeps the wheel, it spins the wheel then locks it, spins the wheel then locks it, so it allows you to make any changes in your direction whilst biking, whilst braking at the same time. And I don't know if you're wondering, you're like, oh, but what happened if I lose traction on the front wheel with traction control? Is that going to save me? No, if your front wheel goes on a bike, you're pretty much screwed. Like, you need a miracle to save yourself from that happening. Another MT-125, that's gorgeous. Let's go. Sign one too, that's beautiful. looks. Let's talk about looks of the bike then. If you're buying a bike for the looks of it, don't. I'll already say it now, don't. That's the silliest thing you could do. You get a bike because you like it. I hear an ambulance or something. Oh, that's far back. But yeah, you get a bike because you like it. And if looks are the reason you like the bike, then by all means do it. But think about it. If you're getting a bike which looks nice, but you know it's terrible, don't do it. And this is where you get the best of both worlds with Yamaha. You get an MT-125, which looks phenomenal. Oh, he's going left. But you get an MT-125, which looks phenomenal, and you get the reliability of a Yamaha. Like, it's such a good looking bike, in my opinion anyway. If you don't think it is, that's entirely fine, your opinion. But I think the MT-125 looks absolutely phenomenal. I mean, unironically I say reliability, I had my check engine light go on 3 times already since new. But that's my, I think I just had an unlucky bike from the dealership or whatever. It's not the dealership's fault. It's bound to happen to get stuff which just doesn't work properly at the factory, but it's all working now. It's all fine. I haven't had any problems since with Yamaha. Cut me off, why don't you? Nice one. So honestly, I mean, my thoughts overall for this bike, you really can't go wrong with it. I mean, it's such a nice bike, it's such a good bike, it's overall... Oh no, okay, he's pulling over. I thought he was letting me by. Is he? I don't know, what's he doing? I'm just gonna say thank you. I think he let me by, I'm not sure. What a guy! Yeah, he did. Oh wow. But we need more people like him. What a guy, oh my goodness, thank you. He only let me by because the bike looks so good, there you go.